Well, I went into nursing because I was interested in working with underserved populations. So when the opportunity came up with PMI, it kind of reminded me of, what I was originally inspired to do.
I think the opportunity came at the right time of my life. The intimidation that I was referring to, was a guy like me who is a business guy, why do I need to go on a medical missions trip? But I needed to experience it. I needed to see what it was about.
They don't have CVS. They don't have a drugstore just on the corner or 10, down any given street. So they don't have a way, to meet those basic needs. And, for us to think if we didn't have access to those things and had to live with that on a daily basis, those things would really negatively impact our lives and the lives of our families.
I knew I was in trouble the first 20 minutes we were in clinic, right? There was this little girl named Kate who was probably, I'm guessing, 10 to 12 years old. She was about the age of my oldest daughter. I think I've told you this story. And I was with Michael Overcash in the clinic, and she walks in. They pulled her out of line. We've been there 20 minutes. They pulled her out of line and said, we got to see this girl right away. And so I'm standing there, and this little girl walks in, and she's got a compound fracture of her tibia, the bone's sticking out, and through the translators we hear that this thing has been that way for 15 months. And I go, oh man, are you kidding me? I knew poverty existed. I knew people needed care, but not at this level. And so it just blew me away a little bit, having a girl, a daughter that same age, you have to go, why were we born there? Why were we born here and not born there?
Well, I think I tell everybody about it now. But like I said earlier, I think it just teaches you so much about yourself, and it's obviously you come back so much more thankful. I'd seen poverty before, of course, going on other overseas trips, but I think one of the wonderful things, I think you're inspired to do the same thing in your community. It's not just, we have to go to Africa to serve others. We can serve others here. So I think that's the secondary gains of the organization is you're inspired to recreate that here as well and invest overseas. So I think our community benefits from what we're doing overseas as well.
PMI and the work that they're doing has given me insight into saying, okay, how can I utilize my skill sets as a business owner? How can I utilize my skill sets to work with businesses and talk to them about the impact that they can have? I think the misperception is when you go on a medical mission trips, you got to be a doctor, right? And so that's entirely not accurate. Going over there, I was a fish out of water. I had no medical experience. I didn't know what to do, but they plugged in, and it allowed me to go, okay, I can have a difference there and here. And so I'm just waiting for my next trip back.
Yeah, no, I'll definitely continue to be involved in it. In part, specifically with this organization, because like I was saying, I think now you can see the continuity of care that's happening in Massindi. Really, a patient's care, it's over the long term. It's not just a one and done opportunity for that patient. So, that's the impressive side of it. It's a long-term management of a community's care.
What drew me and is continuing to draw me closer to PMI is that sustainability model. Say we've took care of these many people this trip, and now they're taking care of themselves this trip, and we can look back over a long period of time and see that we've served this many people. They're now serving themselves. We're educating them. We're growing them. We're providing sustainable care at a level where they take ownership of it. And I think for anybody who wants to make an investment, they want to see that the other person is taking ownership of it. And I think they've done a really good job of that.